for them when I lived in LA eons ago. But what I really love about Miss Harris is that she always responds, and 9 times out of 10 she always says yes. And you love those type of editors because you're really able to get your work published. So I want to introduce my guest today. Is it Kristyn or Kristyn? Kristyn Harris, managing editor of She Magazine. Look, she put on her earrings and her lipstick.
I was gonna say I can't come looking crazy for you, so I had to go get something together real quick.
You are gorgeous. Thank you for talking to me today.
Of course. Thank you for having me.
So most of the people I'm sure know about She Magazine, but for those that don't, tell me about the magazine.
Okay, so Sheen Magazine was founded by Miss Kimberly Chapman. It started over 16 years ago. So we super promote always in all of our pitches outwardly. You know, we are Black owned and we really appreciate the Black voice. However, we do also venture into other cultures as well. So we cover everything from fashion, beauty, lifestyle, and everything in between that you can kind of think of.
I'm really excited to share, especially with the audience. A lot of us are used to working at home by ourselves in our little cubby holes, but you actually go to an office every day, right?
Yes.
So what is it like to work in an office to publish a magazine every day? I mean, what is it like?
It's that adrenaline that you always want to have. It's perfect. I actually have one of our magazines right here. This is September, October of last year with Omarion. But it's great, you know, we still work with dummies, like we still print out each and every page and read it. And we still go through the process with the printers, but it's nice to have that energy because I know for myself personally, I don't know how well I would work by myself at home. Just because I kind of feed off of having people who have the same creative energy every day.
I love that. So you guys are in South Carolina?
Yes.
South Carolina. Okay. So what's the culture like in regards to publishing and Black writers, Black photographers in the city that you live in? And how many people are you working with locally versus kind of around the world?
Yeah, so in South Carolina specifically, there is a scene for just Black artists in general. But it is a little bit sometimes like you have to kind of find it just because those spaces aren't always necessarily available. But we do have a great network of photographers, of correspondents, and of journalists that we work with here. But overall, throughout the United States, and we also have someone in South Africa, we work with about 80 people.
Wow. So your list of writers, photographers, publicists, you know, about how do you stay connected to all of these people? What is your tips and tricks on staying connected?
Wow. Well, for me, that's a hard question. I'm like, oh my gosh. For me personally, I think it's the fact that we have about, let me see, is it 7 editors? We have myself, so editor-in-chief, we have an enriching editor, we have a associate editor, and 2 web content editors. So I think having them really helps because we all can spread out and kind of talk to everyone. Even to this day, Mrs. Chapman still goes and she still goes to events. She still talks to people.
Love her interviews.
Love her. She still does it all, you know. And even our new publisher, Mr. William Chapman III, he also is out and about. So I think a lot of us being together and kind of knowing the scope in which we're heading. Darren Martin, the VP of our marketing and promotions, he's everywhere as well. So
he is.
It always helps because he's always on the ground. Like if we don't have to worry about anybody, we always know Darren's on the ground. But
Absolutely.
I honestly think just a lot of communicating with each other, and then also for our journalists and for the team that works outwardly, we are working on doing more writer workshops that are going to be virtual because we do host one annually, but it's kind of like, it's hard because it's always in Atlanta. So, you know, if you live in California, you're not necessarily going to come to Atlanta.
Oh, well, invite me. I want to come this year. I definitely will come. I mean, it's hard. I remember the first magazine that first magazine that I actually went to their office. It was Essence, and I felt, because I was a freelancer, I felt kind of like on the outside, right? And because you guys are in the office space, you have a really big staff, which is amazing. How do people get in? What's the best way to say, hey, look at me, you know, I'm something too?
So do you mean just becoming a contributor, or just
a writer, or a talent? You know, I see my face on there, a model, you know, however people kind of get into the door.
Okay. Honestly, for me, I'm a sucker for a good pitch. I never forget, we had a journalist who worked with us a couple years ago, and her byline was like, or her subject line was, I heard you were looking for me, so here I am.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm always a sucker for that. But honestly, reaching out via DMs, which, you know, they always don't get responded to because there are so many, but even calling just the office and talking to us, and the people that work with us.
That is so old school.
It is. So we also hand out, like, I give my phone number out a lot to people just because that's easier for me, as opposed to an email, because you get so many emails every single day,
hundreds,
and it's kind of
99 of them have nothing to do with She Magazine.
It's tough, yeah, but honestly, just like just communicating in a way that makes sense. So if we don't catch you on one medium, we may catch you on another, or you may call the office or send an email. So I know I've been trying to catch up with some people that have sent something in a while ago. I just think it's the process of making sure the timing is right.
Absolutely. So you said what you like. What are some of the things that you get in the emails or calls every day that are just no?
We get a lot of emails through our info that just say, hey, put me in, like you said, and I'm just like, what is that? Can you tell us, what does that mean? I need some help. That's the only thing, because
really, wow.
Yeah, honestly, because that is one of those things where it's like, okay, well, I kind of want to, but like, what are we talking about? What's the story? Well, how does this make sense? I really just like having it all there, because I don't know about you, but for me, I personally like for us to kind of have the communication, whether it's a 30-minute Zoom call, kind of get out everything we need and then move on.
I love that. You're a rare editor, because a lot of editors, they don't want to communicate, you know, the fact that you are you want to engage. So when you say have it all, what do you mean? From a writer's point of view that's pitching a good pitch, what's the have all part?
Give me a little piece, a snippet of the story you want to tell. Tell me why this story makes sense, or why it stands out, or even if you've looked at our editorial calendar, why does it make sense in this specific issue? Because I think a lot of the times I have so many great writers and journalists that come to me that are like, hey, I have this story, but I don't know how to organize it, or I don't necessarily know where it goes. Yeah, so if you kind of can give me where you want it to go, it'll be easier for me to place it. But I really don't mind not having the whole story, because 9 times out of 10 I'm not going to be able to read it right when I get it.
Got it. And how far, you guys are still doing a monthly issue?
Bi-monthly.
So it comes out, how far in advance are you working now? This is February 20.
Yeah, so we are in May, June right now.
So are you looking for May, June pitches? Are you looking for the
July,
next issue?
Yep, okay. July, August is next, because we are actually, this May, June issue, the deadline and the closing date is, I believe, for Monday. So we have to have all the materials in by then.
So July, August was probably be the next one.
Yes.
Okay. And another thing that's amazing about what you guys do is that you have been able to do not just the magazine and the website, but the events and social media. You kind of have the full spectrum. You are a full spectrum publication. What does that mean in regards to people trying to get, especially for writers and publicists? Is there a digital editor? Is there a video editor? Or does everything go through you?
No. Look, I will happily pass out all their contact information. We have 2 web content editors. So we have Revis Butler and Michaela Hunt. They both run our website. So Michaela is day, Revis is night. And then we have our associate editor, who is Ebony Jackson. She covers all things fashion within the magazine, as well as those uplifting pieces that you're looking for. We have a column called Challenge to Change. So she I heard you kind of speak a little bit about that earlier, but she has those people who have made success out of their stories, and they give tips within the magazine.
Triumph to tragedy to triumph. Yeah, that's what they call it. Yes.
Yeah, I love that. And then we have Brittany Moore. So Brittany Moore is our enriching editor. She handles all assigning of the events, as well as our life and culture section.
Can you please share those contacts with me? I don't have any. You're the only one I know there. You and Mr. Martin, of course, but yeah, because I would love to be able to share that with my readers, and I can pitch to them too. I don't have to be bothering you.
No, yeah, and I mean, still, even if you need to call me and say, "Hey, who do I send it to?" That's fine too, because they know I'll send out their phone number in a second. So yeah.
What are some big activations, events that you guys are doing this year that people might not necessarily know about?
Sure. So we are definitely working on some cover release parties. That's something that we kind of initiated in 2021. Our first cover release party was with Pretty V. So we've kind of been trying to do it as often as possible.
Where are they usually?
They're typically in Atlanta, but we do have some cover girls who cover people who live elsewhere. And we've been able to have that as well.
Okay.
And then also our big annual event, the Sheen Awards, that happens on September 14th in Atlanta, Georgia, at the Atlanta Sheraton Hotel. So more details are to follow. We're still kind of in the inner workings with the hotel, but we'll have promo and everything like that very soon. But we're always looking for volunteers for that. We're always looking for people who just want to come and be a part, presenters, anything like that for that show.
I want to be there. You got to engage me. So you mentioned something about a writer's retreat. I would love to be a part of that too.
Yes. So that actually happens the same week as our Sheen Awards.
Oh.
So, yeah, because we kind of
put that together.
All of the editors. So myself specifically, and then Brittany, because she is in Atlanta. She also is a large part of it. But honestly, all of the editors take part in that. As well as, like I said, this year, because we are trying to incorporate everyone that is freelance a little bit more, we do want to hear their feedback on how things could be better, which is why we're also trying to ensure we have those monthly meetings.
I love that. Mm-hmm. I love that. Anything else? I've kept you on the phone. This is 12:30. Anything else that you wanna? You're so gorgeous. I can't believe that I've known you. I've been texting you and emailing you all this time, and I've never seen your face.
I know. I've heard so many wonderful stories about you, and I'm just like, we've never seen each other.
We will see each other this year.
We are.
Yes, and I'll get those contact information. Any questions you have for me? Any contacts you have for me before I let you go?
No, I do want to just give a little drop really quick. Please, everyone, follow Sheen Magazine. We are trying to build up our social media again and kind of get everything rolling with that. So we're on Instagram at Sheen Magazine, on Facebook at The Sheen Magazine, as well as Twitter, Sheen Magazine. And always feel free to check out our website, sheenmagazine.com. You can purchase your magazine at Walmart, Walgreens, Books A Million, and Barnes & Noble.
Barnes & Noble is where I see it.
Hey.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you. I won't take up any more of your time, but I will be pitching you soon.
All righty. Have a wonderful day. Thank you for having me.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.